Our next guest today on the Blue Couches is Heather Cass, co-owner of Tour Eerie. She's here to talk today about the Eerie stories, legends, and lore. It's a walking tour through downtown Erie. Welcome, Heather. It's nice to have you.
Thanks.
Yeah,
it's good to be here.
This is fun. You were on with us, I think, spring, summer. You've been doing these walking tours. It's relatively new, but you say that this one is really, you've got a lot of interest in this one already.
Yeah, we do. We knew that Erie liked spooky stories and ghost tours. We've been on plenty of them ourselves, so we knew that they were always really well attended, and so we thought, well, there's room for one more, and there's plenty of stories Erie has to share.
And you're basically doing them, what, Thursday through Sundays, through the month of October?
Right. Through the month of October, we're kind of doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, and then there's a couple of days at the end of the month around Halloween that are like a Monday and a Wednesday.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're open.
And the first one's Friday. You launch from Voodoo Brewing.
We do.
Okay, what are some of the highlights? What are some of your... First of all, how long is the walk?
Sure. The walk is about 1.25 miles, and it's all in downtown Erie. And it's takes about 90 minutes to do the tour.
Oh, that's not
depending
bad.
on how slow or fast we walk and questions. And we love being at Voodoo because that gives us a warm place to start and finish, and restrooms and all that kind of stuff. And the highlights of the tour, we do some of the old favorites. You got to include some good stuff, like that's always in a tour. We talk about the bloody battle of Lake Erie, but we focus a little more on the bloody part of it.
Yeah, of course.
And then we also found some fun stuff, like Erie's very first execution in the 1800s, and we think they're our only execution. So we have that whole story, which is very sensationalized because of the way that newspapers wrote back then. So it's a very entertaining story.
Yeah.
So we cover a variety of, I wouldn't say it's a scary tour, but it's like we do a lot of fun stuff. It's kind of funny in some parts and spooky in others. And we talk about the possible ghosts haunting the Warner Theater, things like that.
Oh, sure. Yeah. How long does it take you to prepare one of your tours? Like, because you've got to do some research and some writing.
And a lot of reading. So a lot of reading, lots of books, all that kind of, those kinds of things. I would say it took probably a month to write this one and to get it down. And then it takes a while to memorize it. And we're going to actually work from some notes because we want to correctly say the quotes and things like that. But yeah, it takes about a month, but I'll tell you, when I first started thinking about it, I made a list really quickly on my phone of all the stories that I knew, and I had to pick and choose. Like, there were so many things that we could have talked about. I had to leave, I had to pick which ones I wanted to do most. So next year, it'll probably be a completely different tour.
Sure. Yeah. What's your favorite one right now for this season?
I would say that the execution one is particularly interesting. Because I don't think it's one that I've heard around here before.
And is the haunting at the Warner, does it have anything to do with my friend Vinny?
I don't know about Vinny. I did.
So Vinny was the stage manager when I was doing my Christmas shows and Always Patsy Cline. He was the stage manager, and I think that there was Ari will remember this. I think that there was a ghost hunting team that was in there, and they said, "Oh yes, we do. We think Vinny was still walking the stage."
We do talk about what Erie Paranormal has found.
Yes.
We give them credit. We give everybody credit.
Sure,
so,
it's so much fun. If you want to do this, you've got plenty of opportunities. The first one is Friday. It leaves at 5:30 from Voodoo Brewing, and I like how you said you can get a little something to drink and use a restroom. It's only about 90 minutes. It's very, very doable. Go to toureeriepa.com for more information, but lots of opportunities to take the Eerie stories, legends, and lore walking tour. Heather, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We're going to toss it over to John to see what's